Hey Reddit. How do you control yourself when you are full of rage and want to keep calm? Subscribe to support the channel. And share some chill in the comments. I'm a very calm person. But teach calming techniques to emotionally disturbed kids. The biggest help I've found is finding a technique which grounds you and reminds you where you are in the present. I teach lots of different ones, including clench and unclench your toes. Focus on the feeling of your feet on the floor while you do it. Breath in and out so deeply you feel like your ribs are being pulled apart and knitted back together. Grab something near you, could be a pole, table, whatever, and clench and unclench around it. Walk while counting your steps. Do something rhythmic. I like bouncing a ball personally, but can be anything from using a stamp to skipping. All research shows when you reach red mist, your rationality is gone and you just have to last it out. Your best bet is to recognize when you're losing control and utilize grounding techniques before you're past the point of no return. Preferably not someone's throat. I'm usually a calm on the outside person. But when someone manages to enrage me, usually actually. Only my dad. I always have to break something. I've opted for ice cubes because it hurts nothing and nobody and I can make as much as I want. The act of throwing it tires me out and physically calms me down. And honestly, it's kind of pretty watching the ice cube break into tiny little pieces. Like fireworks. But ice. The sound of it breaking relaxes me too. Later on I head to bed because I get so mentally tired from the rage. I don't know if it's bad, but it's harmless and it works for me. We have the family temper. My grandpa used to lose his shiz and go into fits of rage. Dad did the same thing. Throwing shiz, cursing, breaking stuff. I fucking hated it. Everybody had to tiptoe around their tempers and it's ruined a few family events. When I catch myself starting to see red and go into one of those fits, I just concentrate on how bad my grandpa's and my dad's episodes made everyone feel, and that helps calm me down. Also, whatever it is that triggers it, walk away from it. You won't be able to properly address whatever it is if you try to do it while raging. Yep. I got dad's temper and I hate it. I watched my dad get taken advantage of, fricked over, robbed, swindled, and used. Now, when someone tries to do the same to me or my wife or daughter, in the course of about 5 seconds I go from "I'm about to lose my shiz. I just lost my shiz. I don't take no shiz," and then I explode. It rarely improves the situation. Most of my anger stems from watching people frick other people over, and it makes me see red. Watching other drivers be assholes. Watching someone put something back in the wrong spot at the grocery store. Hearing a manager say something that is an outright lie to get their way. Small things, big things, they're all the same. I think to myself, can I do the jail time? Usually the answer is no. Or, do I have the money to replace what I break? I wait 5 years, and if I still remember what I was angry about, I murder them robbery gone wrong style. The trick is wear some funky sneakers and a nice scarf so the news will be looking for some fabulous looking stabber. If you get arrested you have no motive. Oh, that thing 5 years ago? Ma, we solved all nice and friendly like. Clean the shiz out of everything. If my house smells like strong bleach, you know I'm mad. I learned to do this one as well. My wife knows if she comes in and the kitchen is spotless that I've had a bad day. Few things better than taking all that energy and forcing it to do something legitimately functional. I'm too physically big to be that guy who hits the wall or yells at the kids. I don't want my family to fear me the way I feared my father. So, I clean. I don't particularly like cleaning. But I'd rather spend an hour scrubbing a bathroom floor than have my children scared when I enter the room. Direct correlation between anger level and bleach concentration. I isolate myself and count to a number between 10 and 50, depending on how full of rage I am. And then punch as many people as you counted to. When you feel so mad that you want to roar. Take a deep breath and count to 4. I isolate myself. Same here. But I listen some music. When I'm sick of dull and dreary. When I'm weary. All at sea. When I'm feeling tired and teary. Stuck with nowhere else to be. When I'm feeling sad and lonely. When I'm down for something new. When I'm lost and really only at a loss for what to do. Then I make the choice to do it. Close the door and turn the key. Take the chance to settle to it. Spend the time alone with me. Controlled breathing and music. Am I doing it right? You know that kid who's been raised around a lot of angry people and hence knows no other way to behave in life other than all the angry ways? Yeah, that's me. That said, once I moved away from home 10 years ago. I have mellowed out a lot. Some of these are overarching behavioral changes, while others are tricks I use to calm down in the moment. Here's a list of the tricks. 1. Shut the hell up when you feel rage building inside you. Nothing you'll say in the moment will make it go away or resolve the situation. So relax and keep quiet. 2. Deep breaths help a lot. It doesn't need to be overt and visible, but you can take some quiet deep breaths. This gives you something else to focus on. And deep breaths never hurt anyone. 3. Try unplugging yourself and looking at the situation from a third-person perspective. Would you still feel the same way if you were a mere spectator instead of a participant in the situation? This perspective shift works like a charm. These are just a few things that help me. Hope they help you too. Expanding on this point. It's a good idea to do everything you can to not do anything that involves other people. It is incredibly easy to do stupid things that you will regret forever once you calm down. So try not to make any decisions or take any actions that can be twisted by your anger. The first one is super hard. Especially if the person you're angry with pesters you to explain why you're being so quiet or not responding to them. Good advice though. I go outside and walk. Paying attention to my breathing. Unless it's dark. Then I stare at the stars. Always overwhelms me. Cries in 8 million people's city sky. Nature is so calming. I have a punching bag at home named Kyle. Stay calm. Kyle's at home and he deserves my juvenile temper tantrum. Not other people. I have a brother named Kyle. Same principle. I worked with preschoolers and I find zones of regulation super helpful. Even as an adult. Basically, it's having an awareness of your emotional state. You have the green, blue, yellow, and red zones. If you can notice that you're entering the red zone, you can take steps to recenter yourself before you go into an all-out rage. This is a great preventative method. But what do you suggest if you find yourself already in the red zone? I work with little kids. 2. There's a PBS show called Daniel Tiger. And they have all of these little songs about handling emotions. One of them is When You Feel So Mad That You Wanna Roar. Take a deep breath and count to 4. I do this with the kids. But I also use it myself. It actually works. And also makes me feel really silly because I can't do it without thinking of the cartoon tiger singing it. And that takes me out of the moment. Which helps too. The absolute angriest I have been in my life was when my wife chided me for weeks saying I never share feelings with her. Then shut me down sharing trouble I had been having since a recent move with You Never Share With Me. I'm not going to start listening now. I let myself angrily scream, "Are you serious?" which was so loud and out of character. She jumped. I could see I scared her. And while I wanted to argue, I don't want my wife afraid of me. I very literally bit my lip, filled the largest cup in our cupboard with water and made myself drink the whole thing before proceeding. Think of the consequences of your actions and mood. Buy yourself time to cool down. I rarely let myself show anger either. It really makes an angry reaction really powerful when you do. My mom and dad were always angry and shouting when I was younger. We all just became numb to it. The one time I saw my nana angry though, really had an impact. I start to clean something. Literally anything. Lol, I do this too. Blast rage against the machine and clean the shiz out of my house. I think about this gay vampire I met and start counting prime numbers. Gay, huh? Most vampires just want to suck your blood. I decide that keeping calm is probably not the best option. Then I fucking wreck a bunch of stuff like relationships and property, mine or others. Then I calm down. Dad. Hold it in so long that you implode into a desolate unfeeling meat sack. Numb isn't angry Amorite. _ psychotic rage intensifies _ You definitely are. I close my eyes and count to 10. It works most of the time. But then I got fired. Bus driver. Hey kids. Learn this. SKRRRRRRRRR explosions. I just start crying. I cry when I get angry and then I get angrier. BC I'm a control freak and I can't stop crying, so it's just a spiral situation. Happens very rarely, but when it does, I usually isolate myself and just let it happen. This is really tough to do. Like, really tough to do. I just turn off completely. Like a robot that got shut down. Then I think about what I need to do that day and go do it. Yeah, I did that when I was young. Turns out it's not a great idea in the long run. I go outside for a run. Yup. Works every time for me. Exhaust the distress out. Easy. Just delete emotions. You do not have permission to perform this task. Please contact your computer administrator for help.